Hey YouTube, what's going on? It is Jackstar back with another video, and today we're going to be going over the new balance changes, not over all of them, but how they affected this Eagle and E-Barbs deck. You guys know I made a video earlier this season, a month ago. It's been too long, my mind has been fogged over, on a deck similar to this. But today we were able to push top 250 in the world, with a deck that I really haven't used in a couple months, and even when I did, it was literally just me being bad with it for like a couple days. So we got a win against, we have 1-2, and then I lost 1, and I drew. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games out of 9 games won. I don't count the draw. So I'm going to go over some of the replays, some of the more fun replays. We'll first start off with Mr. Crad here. And so, subs versus Jacks. I meant to go over this in the last P.E.K.K.A video, which I'm going to be uploading a few days from now. I've got that recorded and edited. I've just been really lazy, especially with school. I've been using that to just kind of like excuse the non-uploading, but I've been trying to focus on school, and then I get done with school, I'm like, nah, I'll do the video tomorrow, you know. All the good procrastination stuff. So, yeah, just going to upload this Eagle video. This should come out the day I record it, which is the 30th. Or either maybe the 31st, just really early in the morning. I don't know. But playing against Lava or Classic Lava, he goes with minions, and then I go in with the arrows on the minions, and then he zaps my tower. So here I just bleed for a second just to try and get the Inferno Dragon far away, so that it is as far from the river as possible. You don't want it to get too far up, especially against lava. So just cycle the Heal Spirit so that I don't have to play my E-Drag. Like, I'm just trying to keep these troops as far back as I can. And then we go in with an E-Drag. E-Drag is going to get me a ton of value here, killing off the Hound and the Mega Minion. And I don't really have to do anything about the Mega Minion. It's still going to die. So here he goes with the balloon. So I'm just like, okay, screw it. You don't have much elixir in your hand. I'm just going to go E-Golem in front. You don't have your Fireball back in cycle. The E-Drag is at full HP. Basically, everything in the push is at full HP. So I'm just going to hesitate for just a second. Actually, no, I think I spammed that at 0. We eat the entire balloon, and we're just going to go in, and we're going to 3-crown him right here on this push. So we're just going to hop him with the Rage. And since he was like down so much elixir, we already had such a clean defense, I was just like, okay, screw it. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to overwhelm you. And he sends out the BM, and we take the win. Very simple stuff there. The title of this video is probably going to be Brainant, because that is what you do to win. So I went on, I guess I just stopped talking about Subs vs. Jacks, but the audio file for Subs vs. Jacks 2 got corrupted. So while we hop into the next replay against Golem Clone here, that video will actually not be uploaded. I'm going to re-record it in a few weeks, or a week, probably not a few weeks. It's in about a week or so. So be on the lookout for announcements for that. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel and go and check the community tab poll whenever you want, because that is where I'm going to be putting all of the info on Subs vs. Jacks. I'm probably not going to put it in another video because I've already recorded the video I'm going to upload next, which will be top 30 P.E.K.K.A gameplay, achieving my highest rank again. We ended up tilting pretty soon after that, but after a few days, I actually managed to stay top 50 for a few days. But yeah, it was a good video. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And I always have emotes, or not always, I for the most part have emotes muted, and this guy is BMing the crap out of me. I always beat him when I play P.E.K.K.A because it's a free matchup. But yeah, that is what was going on in my head. He sent a bunch of BM now. That is what's going on in my head right now. You can see my brain is not functioning because of this deck. My brain is not functioning just in general. So I know since if I eat this Lumberjack, I'm going to have an elixir advantage. And when you have an elixir advantage with this deck, in most situations, it's just safe to go in like this. You have to be careful about how you attack. But yeah, there's not really a whole lot he can do here. So he's going to try and Golem Kite everything. So I'm still going to throw in the E-Barb since he doesn't have the Scar Me, but since he kites everything, I'm perfectly okay with this. He's going to go in with some bats, so I'm just going to E-Drag and then Heal Spirit, and the E-Drag will take out some of the bats and the Heal Spirit will heal up everything else. And then we're going to have a really, really nice counter push, and I'm just going to eat the E-Golem in the other lane. His push was so expensive that even though he gets the 4 elixir, then it's perfectly fine by me. So I go in opposite lane. He hesitates for quite a while, and then he's going to clone the Scar Me. I don't know why he waited so long. He could have gotten much more threatening clone off. So he goes in with a baby dragon on top of the E-Dragon, but the tower falls, so does his Night Witch, and I'm able to go in arrows. And I should have arrows the Skarmy because the E-Dragon locked on anyway, but it doesn't even matter because the Heal Spirit can now one-shot the skeletons again, which is huge. And we're just going to go ahead and basically 3-crown him here. We have the Healer and the Inferno Dragon on his Princess Tower, and then a big push on the King, and we 3-crown him to the BM. And if I had known he's BMing, I would have BM'd the crap out of him. Even though I 100-0 this guy, no matter what I run, I still don't like him because he's very bad and plays so skilllessly, like me. So I guess it'd BMing myself in the mirror. So now we'll go into a 3-crown replay against the mirror matchup in E-Golem. So if you guys need to know how to play the mirror matchup, it's basically summed up in defense first, then attack. That's literally the entire matchup. If you can counter their E-Golem on your side, things are looking good. So here, he's starting handed the crap out of me. I had no ground units, and that's just not what you like to see here. But I know as long as I just like focus on defense and I don't play my own E-Golem, which I couldn't even do because it's the 8th card in my cycle, then I'd be fine. So he's going to spam me super aggressively. So we're going to go E-Barbs, and then we're just going to rage the E-Drag and the tower. And this is an underrated play in the mirror matchup, in my opinion. I think it's really important that you rage on defense in the mirror, especially just to like, because if you don't rage and you try and E-Golem sometimes, you're just going to not end up defending and give them more elixir. But with the rage, we were able to defend. We lost a good amount of our HP, and we don't have any counter push, but our elixir is even, which when you get starting handed that badly in a mirror, with no E-Golem or healer to even mirror their E-Golem, then things are looking pretty good. So I just bleed for a second there, and then I go in with a healer. Again, we're just, or E-Golem, excuse me, to mirror his. We're just going to be trying to go and keep everything on my side so that I can go in and counter push. And you'll see how it works out in the end. So we're just going to mirror each other's plays here. We both have star-leveled E-Barbs. I think those are really cool. I star-leveled mine when they got buffed. And everybody still thought they'd be a meme, but now they're actually extremely broken. So again, now everything is on my side. I can rage up again. I rage up on defense again, and that was to overkill. Now look at the counter push we got. We got a healer, we got an E-Bar, we got an E-Golem, and he's very, very low on elixir. So I don't even need to spam anything else immediately. And keyword immediately. I'm going to keep spamming keyword immediately, though, because that E-Barb the E-Barb survived. So now he's at full elixir. So he just goes in with the healer off to the side and then some E-Barbs, and not going to be enough to defend. We already have the healer down, and then we get down another healer, keeping both of the E-Barbs alive, and that's going to be GG. And he's not happy about that. So yeah, that's a good win right there. And then we'll go into this game against Risk, even though it's a absolutely free match. I might have to go through like all these replays. Goodness, only 7 minutes into the video, 8 minutes actually. But yeah, Risk runs Mega Knight, Ram Rider, which is absolutely free. So again, my hand is kind of awkward. I don't have any of my healer. So we're just going to go in with the E-Drag all the way in the back. And then we're going to go in with a really nice Heal Spirit there. And I hate this interaction. I don't understand why the Bandit doesn't kill the Heal Spirit there. And then since I'm about to bleed, I just rage up the tower. And I hit the E-Drag for just a second to get it to go. And then raging up your tower is always a pretty good play in my opinion. It's just like really not punishable, and even though you'll let them know what you're playing, there's not really a whole lot about their game plan that's going to change in the short time between identifying. So since we already countered his Ram Rider, and then he goes in when Ewas, that Inferno Dragon got me value. And so that basic concept alone is going to tell me, okay, my Inferno Dragon killed one troop worth 5, and then forced out another worth 4 that's going to do nothing. So I don't have to do anything. So we just go in with an E-Drag. I'm eating the entire Mega Knight. Really not a good Mega Knight on his end. Put him down 7 for no reason. So he goes in with the Poison Inferno Dragon and waits for the E-Drag to lock on. A smart play. But he does end up killing. But look at the Mega Knight. I really don't care about this Mega Knight. We took his tower. He's super low on elixir still. So I'm just going to eat everything because his Inferno Dragon does no damage. We play our E-Barbs. And look at his elixir. Even though he's going to get the E-Blobs. The E-Blobs, that's a new word. E-Blobs soon. They don't die quite fast enough, and so we 3-crown him. Very skillful gameplay there. We just went all in as soon as he played the Ewas. We ignored everything, and that's how you gotta play this deck. Sometimes this skill in this deck is understanding when you can take stuff and not trying to defend. So this game, I'm gonna show in 2 times for most of it, because What happened here was he goes with the mortar first play. Actually, I'll put it in one time. So he goes with the mortar first play. Play my E-Dragon. He goes in with a minion horde in just a second, and so we arrows. But yeah, that we now have nothing for swarms. So he's going to be almost as skillful as me and go Minor Bats Goblin Gang, to which we're going to Healer Rage Eat Heal Spirit. We just don't want to lose our tower this early in this matchup. This is not actually a great matchup for me, because he has Fireball Arrows, which means if I build up a big push, then he can kill my E-Drag instantaneously with the Fireball Arrows. Even if the healer gets off a heal in between the Fireball and the arrows, the E-Drag still dies, which means his defenses are super easy, as well as he has a building to kite. Although him having swarms does make him a little bit weak. So we go in for an Inferno Dragon on the mortar. He only gets one shot. Then I went with E-Barbs. I was hoping he would minion horde here so I could just arrows, but he goes with a smart Fireball Goblin Gang. And we're not going to get any damage because the E-Barbs did some bad targeting, and the Inferno Dragon has to kill that Spear Goblin. Actually, we get a slight amount of damage. But here, I'm like, okay, maybe I have a slight elixir advantage. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. I don't need to keep track. I just know he doesn't have mortar in cycle, and he doesn't have a lot of his pressure swarms in cycle. So I go in with an E-Golem. He goes Minor Cannon Cart along with some bats. And look how slow that Cannon Cart's moving. Like, you probably think that I'm lagging right there because I normally lag a lot. That's not lag. That's just the Cannon Cart moving. It's pretty crazy in my opinion. My game crashes right here. Like, I played this E-Drag so that I don't get 3 crowned. I was worried about him supporting. He goes with a minion horde in the pocket on the E-Dragon. Luckily, this E-Drag changed. Right here, I'm not in the game. My game is fully crashed. The app just closed out on me all the way out. I had to reset and it was being slow. So you can see him bleeding elixir. Tower's at 294, and we're not looking great. But I end up getting back into the game right about now. As you can see, I cycle my Inferno Dragon. He goes with a mortar, and I just E-Barbs it, honestly. I just wanted to kill it ASAP. We can take the hit on the king. He gets the bats on it, and it's a 6-for-6 trade. So now we're going to go same lane, try and take this tower. I can't really go opposite lane because he's just going to spam me, and then I have to use my arrows, and then I lose to the minion horde, and all that good stuff. So we're going to go with a Inferno Dragon really high, and I was like, okay, he only has Fireball. This is going to be really good. And then he whips out the arrows. I'm like, oh, no. He's got the arrows. This push is dead. I'm probably screwed. So yeah, it's definitely not looking good. Look at his elixir advantage. And so I'm like, okay, we're just going to go all out desperation because why the heck not? I have nothing to lose. So we arrows, and then we rage everything up over there. We play the heal spirit. Our tower is falling so quickly, and there's 4k HP. I looked up, there's 2,022 on the tower, and I took the win. And I literally exclaimed, I was like, oh my god. I was like playing the game, I said, oh my god. Because I had no idea that our tower was dropping so fast, and his seemed to be dropping way too slow. And then I get 2,000 damage out of nowhere, and that tower is gone. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'll take it. So we'll go into one more replay here against, actually, we'll show our loss here against L'Atelier. I'm going to say L'Atelier. I think it's a French clan, so we'll try and pronounce it in French, even though I'm not going to be doing anything in French. So this is against Royal Giant Lightning, which inherently isn't a terrible matchup, I don't think. I've seen a lot of Eagle and players beating it. But this is what happens when you try and ignore. Sometimes things go super well, and sometimes you end up with the kind of outcome that's going to be happening in this game. So I'll times 4 until one of us makes a play. So I go with the Heal Spirit at the bridge. He goes with Bar Barrel, and then now the game is underway. I go with the E-Barbs to counter the Lumberjack just because it's going to force out some counter push. So here he goes in with a Mega Minion and a Cage. And I was hoping this Brawler would die because now we're going to take so much damage. But even still, I take the Elixir advantage and I run with it because it's not going to be towered down. It's going to be a lot of damage, not towered down though. And we're going to see what we can make out of this. And I wasn't sure if he had Fireball or Lightning, but I'm still going to play it the same way either way. We're just going to play as though he had Lightning, though, because if he had Fireball, it would be less, it'd be worse for me if I played like he had Fireball and he had Lightning than if I played like he had Lightning and he had Fireball. That's what I'm trying to say. So we go in with the Lightning. Unfortunately, we can't kill the baby dragon. If we had killed the baby dragon here, the game would have been over. This tower would have been down. His counter push would not have been optimal. Unfortunately, baby dragon survives, and this is the worst part. Everything gets pulled back. So now you can see his full elixir. I have 6, and that did not work out well whatsoever. We basically got a -7 trade for that tower. So here I was like, if I defend, then I'm just going to lose, and I'm probably going to lose either way. If that heal spirit hadn't healed the Lumberjack, I think we would have been looking much better. The Heal Spirit's coming in. He goes with a Bar Barrel, and then Tower's going to fall to the Raged RG. And the E-Barbs, while miracle workers with their insane amount of damage, not this much. I think if the Lumberjack had died, though, we could have survived and won the game. He had no elixir. That was a pretty smart attack. We just got Heal Spirit cheesed. And I think if I had just like not E-dragged immediately, because I knew he was going to try and save the lightning, if I had just not E-dragged right there, we would have been okay. It would have been good to go for that push. So 15 minutes in, I will give you guys one more skillful replay up here against, let's do Minor Wall Breaker. So I think this is a snipe to E-Golem now, just because it's so much on ladder that people are just getting tired of it, even though the meta's been out for, at this time, like 12 hours. It's absolutely insane what E-Golem does. So he goes on Minor Wall Breakers. We're just going to go with arrows. I mean, no point in really doing anything else there. And Minor Wall Breakers, even with Fireball Delivery, is still not a bad matchup. Actually, with Delivery, probably is a bad matchup. But if you know how to be pretty much stupid and just attack whenever you want, then you can likely do well. So he's going to go in with a Fireball and the E-Drag. In my opinion, a huge overcommit. And even though the E-Drag's not going to get his value, I go in with the E-Barbs because I thought he had Log, but he does have the Zap. And so the E-Barbs are just going to absolutely Shrek that Delivery. That Delivery is gone. And then 1, 2, 3 pops on Tower worth almost 460 damage each. Huge amounts of damage, and we already come out to a huge lead, which is very nice considering we didn't even have to play an E-Golem to get that damage. So here I just eat the Wall Breakers. I didn't want to arrows so that I could have anything for a Swarm, and I'm not even going to E-Golem here because I just didn't think the push would go anywhere. So he goes with Minor Bats, so we're just going to go Inferno Dragon. Then we have a very nice Heal Spirit placement to kill all the bats, and so now I'm going to go in E-Golem. So he spent 5. I spent 5, but I also have this Inferno Dragon that's going to force out a response, which means no matter how much elixir he spends, it's going to be worth it to E-Golem, especially since he delivers, which means he can't kill my E-Drag now instantaneously with the Fireball Delivery. That could really be the end of any push in a no tower game. So in double, you'll see I'm going to try and go for in the back, and then I'm going to spam the pocket, space everything out. But here, I can't really space everything out too incredibly much. So we're just going to go in super skillfully, and this bomb tower having to be pre-placed is going to die. So the healer is just going to get so much value. We go in with the Heal Spirit. Heal Spirit doesn't jump, but we do get it on almost nothing. And then he goes in with the deliveries, and I wanted to take this tower. I really wanted to take this tower. 1-to-1 situation is super, super good for the E-Golem player. We eat the Wall Breakers, of course, and I'm going to E-Golem the back too. Actually, no, we're going to have defend this first. But he goes in with Spear Goblins, and then he Fireballs too, which in my opinion was a massive overcommit. And we're going to have a very nice elixir lead, especially since the E-Drag didn't come out and kill the Spear Goblins. That means no 3-crown pressure. Battle Healer in the corner, I should have waited longer, but I didn't want it to go towards the knight and get pulled. And the tower is not within arrows range, so this could have been a really big mistake. Here, I just go in with another E-Golem. We're going to try and set everything up. Since he Wall Breakered, pulled the E-Drag away, then E-Drag does end up coming back, and now I'm just going to ensure I take this tower. He's super low and having to defend, so I just rage up everything in the middle so that all the support troops that go into the middle get raged and the E-Barbs are raged, and then now the E-Barbs present a huge threat to his king. Very nice Wall Breakers by him to prevent the Heal Spirit. That would have been King Tower down, because you can see, look at the damage! The bats are on him. King Tower's at 1202, and he's still defending that push. He's still defending. We're able to just reset with another Inferno Dragon, and we arrows that, and I can take a set of Wall Breakers here to build up a push. So now both his king and his arena are in threat and danger, and you'd be like, oh, his arena's at 3k HP, why aren't you going for the king? The arena tower is much easier to attack here because I can go into the pocket and just kind of get rid of this bomb tower and then spam something at his king. So I go in with the E-Drag to get on this bomb tower, and then we E-Go in the pocket, and he's going to go Bats Fireball, but we just arrows that and get rid of all the bats, and now we're just going to spam. It's time to become skillful, so we go Heal Spirit in the pocket, we go with another Battle Healer, and nothing is dying. The Inferno Dragons are still alive, and Inferno Dragons, that's never something you want to hear. Gets off a really nice Fireball, but he's still defending, even though every time he gets this elixir, he's still defending. The Inferno Dragons, again, plural, are still alive. He drops the delivery, finally dies, Heal Spirits, and the Raged Eagle and Blobs on tower. Fireball comes in, but the blobs just do so much damage. And that's going to be GG to Predator, and it's an incredible player. And like all of these players that I've beaten, most of them are probably better than me at the game overall. But with the Eagle and Heal Spirit Cheese, we're able to use a deck that we haven't used a whole lot and get some very easy wins to the top 250 in the world. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was definitely a lot of fun to play. keep an eye out for Subs vs. Jax 2 re-recording and top 30 P.E.K.K.A gameplay coming out within. P.E.K.K.A video should be out within a day or two, couple days, probably spacing out just so that I don't like put too much content together and take a long break. And then Subs vs. Jax coming later. But yeah, this has been Jax signing off.